Keisha Faison, your North Carolina realtor, aka your favorite homegirl. I'm just here to talk about all things faith and real estate and everything in between. How about that? So, picking up from our conversation last week about delayed but not denied. So, let's talk about when one door closes and let's find the blessing in redirection. Have you ever had a door slam shut in your face? Maybe it was a home you sure was the one, a deal that fell apart, a relationship that ended, or an opportunity that just didn't work out. It's frustrating. I know. But here is the good news. When one door closes, God isn't saying no just to leave you stuck. He's redirecting you to something better. So this is everybody's favorite scripture. Today, we are going to look at Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for the good of them who love him and who have been called, listen to this, according to his purpose. And we got to remember that everything has purpose, right? So we should look at redirection as a blessing. So let's talk about how to trust God when doors close. How to see redirection just as what it is, a blessing. It's not rejection, it's just a blessing. And how to move forward with confidence, knowing he has something greater ahead for you. So why do doors close? We don't always understand why things don't work out. It just didn't work out. But here are 3 reasons a door might close in your journey. Number 1, protection. Oh, that's good. Sometimes what looks good to us isn't good for us. The house, the deal, the partnership. Maybe it would have brought unnecessary stress or problems you couldn't see. God closes doors to protect us from what isn't in his plan. Preparation. That's number 2. Just because the door is closed now doesn't mean it's closed forever. Maybe God is still preparing you for the blessing, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. He might be working behind the scenes so when the right door opens, you'll be fully ready to walk through it. And number 3, redirection. Sometimes we have our hearts just set on something. But God has something even greater waiting for us. So what we think is a loss is really just a shift. Somebody say, I have to shift. It's just a shift towards something better aligned with his purpose for us. So we got to remember the doors close for protection, they close for preparation, and they close for redirection. So as a realtor, shameless plug, y'all already know, as a realtor, I have seen deals fall apart right at the last minute. I've seen people just walk away from the table and it hurts because, listen, when you get paid on commission, you're glad every deal closes because you're going to get a check at the end. But when someone just walks away from a deal, and it just leaves you very frustrated because sometimes, or a buyer could get outbid, the loans don't go through, inspections reveal major issues, and so it can just be a devastating blow. But I have also seen the same buyers later find homes that were even better, one that fit their needs perfectly than they could have even imagined. When the scripture says that God's ways and his thoughts are higher than ours, we just got to keep that in mind, that God can see the panoramic view of things. And although we wanted this house and although this would have been perfect, and I have just seen buyers that have said, you know what, I love this house and I'm glad that this is the house. I always say, especially when their heart was really set on it, and God didn't want you there. At the end of the day, God wanted to put you somewhere else. And we just got to be able to release our plans and embrace God's purpose. So can I say that too? The same goes for life. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe you didn't get the promotion. Maybe you didn't get that opportunity. Maybe you didn't get that relationship. but trust that God is still working. And what seems like rejection is simply what it is. It is redirection. How do you respond when a door closes? So what should we do when things go unplanned? Y'all already know what my number one is. Pray. And you got to pray for perspective. Instead of asking, why did this happen? I find myself doing this. God, what are you trying to teach me in this? Where did I miss, and what is it that I need to get out of this? So then now you can shift your focus from disappointment to expectation. Number 2, you got to keep moving forward. You cannot stop in the process. Just because one door is closed doesn't mean your journey is over. Keep preparing, keep believing, and keep trusting that the right opportunity is ahead. So especially my first time home buyers, and you just think you apply and the lender says, oh, your credit's a little low and this is what we need to do. And you get upset, you get mad because the lender said no. The lender really didn't say no. They just said not right now. And sometimes that's what God tells us. Not right now, because I need for you to prepare yourself. You have to prepare to prosper. Remember that. Prepare to prosper. In order for you to reach the goal, you have to prepare to reach that goal. Right? So just because the lender says your credit is a little low, but I can tell you what to do to fix it, then you should leave that conversation, or you should leave that table ready to go tackle the problem. Yeah, so what if it takes you 6 months? You got 6 months of working on something that you know in the end, God is going to bless you. Number 3, stand on God's promises. So Romans 8:28 is our anchor today. I love this scripture. But God is working all things together for our good. And guess what? Even the closed doors are a part of his greater plan. And I just want to remind you that even through that process, God is trying to teach you something, and he's trying to work something out in you so that you can be prepared to receive the blessing. Just one example. When I say prepared to receive the blessing, do you know how many people they might go play the lottery and they hit big, and then in a year they have no money left? Why? Because they weren't prepared to receive that type of blessing, and they squander it, they waste it because they did not prepare themselves. So when God is redirecting you, he's not saying that no. He's just saying, I need to prepare you for this. I have to prepare you to go from a renter to an owner. There's a preparation that needs to take place in that, because guess what? You can no longer call the landlord when something breaks at your house. It's all on you. This is now your house. And I got to prepare you to handle what I'm going to place in your hands. I hope that helps somebody. I thank you for joining Faith and Foundations today. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your comments. People don't always comment on the video, but people that know me, they inbox me and just encourage me. So I hope today I encouraged you that God is working things for your good. So I know it's tough, family, when things don't go the way we hope, but I want you to hold on to this truth. What God has for you will not pass you by. So if one door closes, trust that another is opening in God's perfect time. Stay faithful and stay expectant and stay ready for the blessings ahead. Thank you for tuning into Faith and Foundations. If this episode encouraged you, let's keep the conversation going. Head over to my YouTube, Homes by Keisha, and share your thoughts. Have you ever experienced a closed door that turned out to be a blessing? Oh, let's talk about it. I want to hear it, because your testimonies encourage me as well. So again, thank you for joining. I hope I encouraged your heart, and please have the most amazing day in my Tabitha Brown voice.